Hello, my name is Greg. I've been a tutor in New York City for a few decades now, and one of the things I do is tutor the SHSAT, the Specialized High School Admissions Test. And this year they changed up a few things the way that's done. Today is the deadline for this, October 11, 2018, when I'm recording this video. And today is the last day to register for the SHSAT. In previous years, you went to your guidance counselor, and the guidance counselor did it for you. This year, they're changing it where you're going to the site myschools.nyc, and you should have received a letter from the guidance counselor with notifying you about that. So again, the registration procedure for the SHSAT, the Specialized High School Admission Test, has changed this year, and the deadline is today. And in previous years, it was up to your guidance counselor to register you. Now it's up to families to register themselves. So you have to go to the site myschools.nyc. Okay. The school should have provided you with a 6-letter account creation code. So if you don't have that at this point, it's too late because today's the last day. Unless you have some way to call the school right now, if you happen to see this, and call the school, you can get it. Otherwise, if you see this by tomorrow, the registration is going to be over with. So again, the last day to register is October 11th, which is right now. Today it's actually 3 o'clock. I tried to get this going before. I've never done a YouTube before, and it turned out that YouTube made me wait 24 hours for the account to get set up. So let me just go through a few things in that case. So you should have been provided with a 6-letter account creation code that once you log into myschools.nyc and put some of your info in, it's going to ask you for. You also need your child's student ID number, which they would have had through all the years they've been in the New York City public school system, or any other school system. You're still going to need that because a private school or a Catholic school child can also still register for these. So let me go through some of the steps here. You're going to go to my schools, myschools .nyc. Once you get onto there, you're going to give your name, your email address, and you're going to choose a password. Okay, don't leave any of the fields empty because it's not going to process through otherwise. Once you get through that thing, and make sure your name, your email address, and so on are correct, and also that you remember your password, because you're going to go back later and print your ticket from here. Okay. And you don't want to realize that you don't know what it is. So pick something obvious. Don't pick something cryptic. And maybe write it down for now, because next week you're going to end up printing out your ticket. Okay, so once you go to the field and enter your name, email address, and password. It's going to then ask for your phone number and your actual mailing address, your U.S. mailing address. Make sure you put that in properly. I don't know what correspondence they're going to be mailing back and forth and how they verify things. So make sure it's all correct. And just a caveat here, I said you could be in a Catholic school, a public school, or a private school, but to register for a specialized high school, you need to be a citizen of New York City. You can't live in Long Island, you can't live in New Jersey, you can't live in Connecticut, you can't live in Westchester. So as long as you're in the 5 boroughs, you're able to do this. I think there is some extenuating circumstances to that. Like if you just moved here and your previous address, there's ways to change that. There will also be a SHSAT test given in the summer for brand new students in New York City. That's not the purpose of this live stream at the moment. So in the event, put your phone number and your real address in, and make sure it's correct. It's then going to ask for your child's student ID number and the account creation code that was given to you in the letter. If you have twins or multiple students, you're going to add a student one at a time at one point. So you're not going to put them all in together, but they're all going to be under different accounts then in that case. Okay. So again, this is the last time to do this. And again, the guidance counselor used to do this for you to register for the SHSAT. This is no longer being done by the guidance counselor. That said, the schools and the guidance counselor still have the ability to modify the information that you put in. So you want to make sure that it's correct. So if you previously entered it in, since today's the last day, I would log on again and double check. Okay. You must complete all the registration steps. If you don't, you're not going to be registered, and you're not going to have time to fix this tomorrow. So again, you're going to be going to My Schools at NYC and following the different things. Now, there's a couple of problems here. One is that you get no confirmation that your registration was sent in properly. You can't go in the next day and ask the school. They can log on the same way you can log on. The way you double check is you go back into the schedule screen and make sure everything is complete. If something's highlighted that it's missing, then your registration most likely did not complete through properly. Okay? So if everything seems to be there, then you're okay. Now, while you're registering, you cannot pick the test location. The test location is based on your child's middle school. Okay? So you can't pick the location. However, you can pick the testing time. Okay? So there's some tests given in the morning, some given in the afternoon. And there's also specific rules for 9th graders. As you click the buttons and enter your information and so on, it'll guide you through that. So in some cases you can pick the date and the time. The normal test is October 20 and 21st, but based on religious reasons, whether you can't take it on a Saturday or a Sunday, you can swatch them. There's also a makeup date. There's also times for 9th graders. There's also dates for children with IEPs. So as I understand it, I don't have a student anymore who is able to take this test. I went to Brooklyn Tech, and my younger daughter went to Brooklyn Tech as well. But at the moment, this procedure only existed for the past few weeks. They instituted in the middle of the registration process. And even the guidance counselor seemed to have been confused about it. In the event, that's the deal. And if you have an IEP, you're probably going to take it on November 3rd or November 18th. If you don't have an IEP, you're probably going to take it on October 20th or October 21st. Okay? Now, on or about October 18th, they're going to start letting you print your tickets. You're going to print it yourself. So far as I understand it, and I've contacted the Department of Education asking them about this, they do not believe they're going to email it to anybody. So there may be that capability. They also don't even know if it's going to be in a PDF form or you just go to the web page and print the web page. But at some point, you're going to get a ticket on or after October 18th. They also don't know if your middle school is going to have a copy of the ticket as well. So I would suggest on the 18th to log back in and make sure, obviously log back in today even if you're registered, make sure everything's okay. Don't change anything. If everything looks okay, don't resubmit anything. Okay, because you're still allowed to if you want to change your test date and so on, you can do that, or your test time. But at the moment, if everything's okay, don't resubmit it. You're gonna just ask for trouble at this late date. So in any event, I would log back on around the 18th. As far as I know, there's going to be notification. So log back on the 18th. It could be in the morning, it could be in the afternoon, it could be at night. It may be, the truth of the matter is, it may actually be October 19th, because the city doesn't always do things quite on schedule. And there's going to be some sort of instructions online. Hopefully it's emailed too, but at the moment they don't think so. There's going to be some sort of instructions online about how to print your ticket. When you print a ticket or look at it on the screen, make sure everything about it is correct. The child's name and any other information that pertains to it. Again, you can't pick the test location, but make sure it's the time you chose and the date you chose and things like that. If there's something wrong, you must immediately contact your school's guidance counselor. In the worst case, there's a number. Let me try to get this for you quickly. Let me see here. Where do I have that? I don't have it written down, but I have it from communicating with somebody. Let's see. Give me 1 second. It's 718-935-2009. That will get you in contact with the New York City Education Welcome Center. Again, 718-935-2009. And you can get clarifications through that. I would, however, because there's going to be a wait. You normally have to wait at least half an hour on that line. It's probably going to be a lot of people calling that way. So if you can, I would work with your guidance counselor first, because they can also do the modification necessary as well. So again, and you're going to be using this myschools.nyc also for your non-specialized schools, your non-specialized registration of high schools. And for children at middle schools and elementary school, that's what they're going to be using for now. It used to be done through different ways. Now it's going to be up to the parents. Also, if you're going to ask where is the list of specialized high schools that you're going to be choosing, that gets done on test day itself by the student taking the test live just before the test happens. They're going to fill out the information, their name and address, and all this other stuff, and that's going to be part of the information they put in just before they take the actual SHSAT test. Okay, and then the non-specialized high schools, that's going to happen through those you are going to list on myschools.nyc at a future date. Right now, that's not available to be done. So the SHSAT gets done first, and the two independent process that you're going to end up choosing between. So if you don't get into a SHSAT, or if you don't like the SHSAT you got into, there's still a ton of other really fabulous New York City schools. Again, I tutor a lot of elementary school children, especially 8th graders trying to get into specialized schools. So that could be Brooklyn Tech, Stuyvesant, Bronx School of Science, the Latin High School, York College, Queens School, Staten Island Tech School, the 7 SHSAT schools, as well as other schools involving specialized tests like Hunter College. I can be available for SAT things. I am very available for grade 3 to 8 state tests in all subjects. And again, my email is gregstutoringnyc@gmail.com. That's GREGSTUTORING. NYC@gmail.com. I'm going to try to stick it up here and see if this works, because I have it on a piece of paper. I don't know if it's going to end up being visible. It looks backwards to me. So it's going to be Greg's, GREGSTUTORING, NYC@gmail.com. Okay. I wish everybody good luck on taking the test. I'm going to be tutoring students until the 18th on it. So if you need any help, whether it's actual working with your child to get them up to speed on the rigor of the test, and it's a very, very different kind of test than they're normally used to. It's a lot of fun, though. If your child's of that caliber and intellect, it can be a really, really fun thing to do, as well as to get into a specialized school. And I go through test taking strategies and how the test is graded, as well as obviously the English and the math. And we work out a strategy, not only working on your child's strengths, but also using your child's weaknesses as their strengths and getting scores. And my goal when I teach the SHSAT is twofold. One is to get them as many points as possible, and the other is to get them to understand the material. And the third thing actually is that there's techniques to study it and research and learn, which is really the significant thing that I'm tutoring to help people to do. Think outside the box, present scenarios, be problem thinkers, be creative problem solvers, and really enjoy the educational and learning process, and be good citizens on top of everything as well. Okay, so hopefully everybody has a fun time with the test, and your registration goes okay, and the actual test taking is a joy. All right, so everybody have a good day.